Good afternoon. Today I would like to talk about a topic concerning customer service again, and something that we all need to take into consideration, especially if we're a business owner, ops manager, team manager, supervisor. How can we better show appreciation to our agents? Let's face it, they are the front line of the business. Without them, there is no business. They're the ones on the phones who take all the rude comments and the quarreling and everything from the customer, or if it's in a brick and mortar store, they're there and sometimes they're humiliated or embarrassed by the customer. Now, what can we do to better serve our agents? It's not just about, a boss and an agent. What can we do to let them know that we really, really appreciate them? The first thing that we can do is be warm and engaging. Let the agent know that you appreciate them. Everyone wants to know that they're appreciated and they're valued, okay? Now, if they're on the phone or if they're in the brick and mortar store and someone walks in, you can always tell them, well, I saw how you handled that customer, that irate customer, or I heard the call. And the way you handled it was really, really good. You kept your, you stayed calm, you listened to them, you empathized, you called their name, and at the end, you let them know what you could do for them. Now, you did not give a promise, but you did say, let me look into it to see what I could do for you. And at that stage, the customer had calmed down and they were willing to listen to you. So that alone says, you know how to work with people. You know how to handle people. And I truly appreciate the way you did it. You were calm, cool, and collective. And with that being said, what you could do after you've spoken to the agent, send it out. If it's remote, the agent is remote, light the application up where you send out your notifications. Maybe it's Teams or another app. Light it up with their name and what a great job they did. If it's in the store, then you go around letting other agents know, salespeople know, this person did. You heard them and they did such a great job. If she goes past you or he, just remember to compliment them and tell them, you heard about it and well done, good job. The second thing we can do is ask for their input. Now, some agents, they don't mind talking to you. If you could say, tell me something. I have a couple of agents who are struggling in that area. They don't know how to turn the situation around. Do you mind if I used your scenario and I let them know who the agent is to help them turn this around, while I play your call for them and let them hear how you did it? Do you mind that? Even better, when I'm giving feedback, in a session, would you mind coming in and just listening and maybe just help that agent? Is that something you can do? So once again, you're getting their input, they're helping you, and they feel valued. My boss is asking for my input, what do I think, and they want me to listen into a session. That's awesome. Of course I will do it. Thirdly, apart from asking for their input, ask them, you've been doing this quite some time. Is there anything else that you may like to do? Is this another area you would like to move into? And you can have a conversation with them and let them know, I've heard that this position may be coming up shortly. You do have to check the board, or you do have to log in to see when it is available. If it's something that you like, go ahead and apply for it. And I'll put in a good word for you, but it does not mean that you will get the position. But of course, you're under me, so when your name comes up and they ask me about you, I can let them know the good job that you do on your calls and how many wow calls you give us quite frequently. Do you mind that? And again, the agent thinks, I'm really tired of this position. I've been in it for a while, and they're actually concerned and they want to help me move along, and that's something I definitely want. The next thing we can do, maybe we don't have the budget, maybe we do have a budget. You can give them a lunch, a lunch or movie tickets for two, or their anniversary, something is coming up. But your agent, what's happening in the family, birthdays, the dog's name, the baby's name, something, just a little token of, this is something I would like to give to you because you're constantly giving us these great wow calls and we really appreciate it. You have to keep on letting an agent know how much they're valued and appreciated. That is what they want. Sometimes the money is not always, the answer. They want to feel valued and they want to know that you, their manager, their leader, their boss, actually cares. That goes a long way. And, just be human with them. Show compassion, empathy. Things happen at home, sometimes they come in and they're not in the best mood and they've got to be on the phones or walking the floor or something. Try and give them a couple of extra minutes, just to get their act together, just to calm down so that when they meet a person face to face, or if they get a call and they're interacting with that person, they can handle it. You've got to be human with them. And once again, don't let 2 or 3 days go by without speaking to your agents and letting them know, I'm listening. I know you're doing a good job. I see you're struggling with such and such a thing, but this agent, and you give the agent's name, the one you've just been praising all the time, I'm going to let you hear her call and see how she handles it. Is that something we can work with? So once again, get involved with them. Find out exactly where they're coming from and where they would like to go. That shows an agent that you care. It's not just about the business, you care about them as well. Now, if this has resonated with you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you need any further questions about customer service, please email me, Ingrid@ibpossiblellc.org. Speak to you soon. Bye.